Hello ladies and gentlemen, Devin from Decon here. Today I'm going to be looking at a 27-inch all-in-one desktop PC from Dell. This is the late 2017 Inspiron model, which is their more consumer-friendly line. And there's three unique features on this desktop that separate it from your average all-in-one. The first thing you'll notice are the slim, almost non-existent bezels. This is what Dell refers to as their Infinity Edge display. This has been a hallmark design for Dell on their XPS laptops for the past few years, and it has finally made its way to their desktop line. Smaller bezels are great, not only because they look very clean and minimalistic, but because they allow the entire computer to be more compact and have a smaller footprint. This allows you to cram a 27-inch screen into a traditional 24-inch all-in-one frame. The overall dimensions of the Inspiron is 394mm by 613mm by 53mm and weighs just over 10 kilograms. The second feature unique to this Inspiron is it is the first pre-built consumer desktop to use AMD's Ryzen processors. Now I know what you're thinking, AMD processors? Why would I get something that's inferior to Intel? Well, typically I would agree with you, but AMD has done some serious R&D on their Ryzen line, and they are extremely powerful processors. This particular model has a Ryzen 7 processor, and it puts out 8 cores. 8 fucking cores. And thirdly, I want to talk about something that is missing from all-in-one desktops for quite some time, and that is upgradability. This Dell Inspiron has it in spades. Around back, there is 2 screws here and here. When once removed, gives you access to the internal components. This allows you to make alterations or upgrades as you please. And all of the main components, including the hard drive, solid-state drive, RAM, and yes, even the CPU is fully upgradable. Sadly, the graphics card is soldered onto the motherboard and cannot be upgraded. Damn it, Dell. With the rear panel removed, let's take a closer look at the internals. Along the left side, you have a 2.5-inch SATA drive. Moving to the right, we see a very large fan, and connected is a long copper heat pipe. Under this heat pipe is where we'll find the RX 580 graphics card, as well as the Ryzen 7 1700 processor. Below that, we have 2 DDR4 RAM slots. Adjacent to the RAM is the M.2 SATA slot, which is NVMe compatible. In terms of the rear ports, the Inspiron has 6 USB ports, one of which is a Type-C USB port. Since Thunderbolt 3 requires a special chip only available on Intel architecture, the included Type-C USB port is not the Thunderbolt 3 variety. This means that support for any external GPU is excluded, which is kind of disappointing considering the internal graphics card cannot be upgraded. There is also an HDMI in port which allows external devices such as a Nintendo Switch, an Xbox One S, or any other HDMI compatible device to be connected. This is fantastic for a college student living in a dorm room or anyone in general who plan on using a PC as their main viewing screen. There is also an HDMI out port for anyone looking to add a second monitor. Along the side is one more USB port, an SD card reader, and a universal audio port. The fact that I've been rambling on for nearly 5 minutes and I haven't mentioned this gorgeous screen yet is a bit ludicrous, so let's get to it. The display on this all-in-one is one of the best I have ever seen. It's a 4K display with a resolution of 3840 by 2160. The display is very accurate, bright, and vibrant, and most importantly, it has a matte coating, which is great for dampening reflections. Just below the screen is the web camera. This is a 720p web camera, and honestly, it's not that great. The resolution is poor, and a lot of grain gets introduced, And due to the design of the Infinity Edge display, the placement of the camera is at the bottom of the screen, which causes the lens to fire at an upward angle. This allows anyone and everyone to see up your nostrils. On the positive side, the camera allows for Windows Hello. For anyone unfamiliar with Windows Hello, it is essentially Windows' version of Apple's Face ID. So when you're logging into your computer, instead of typing your password, you'll essentially just look at the camera, and the camera will emit infrared lasers toward your face. An algorithm will detect facial landmark features such as your eyes, nose, and mouth to determine the identity of the person. This allows you to log into Windows by just looking at the camera. For audio, Dell has included a 2.1 speaker setup on this all-in-one. You will find the 2 stereo speakers below the screen and adjacent to the web camera, while a small subwoofer is enclosed in the rear. The integrated speakers are nothing to write home about. They get plenty loud, but lack any sort of fullness due to their small frequency range. They'll be fine for the average Jane, but I would recommend external speakers to remedy any issues. For as compact as it is, the Inspiron does not get overly warm, nor does the fan activate as much as I anticipated. In fact, during normal use, you won't even notice it, but once you begin heavy tasks such as gaming or editing, the fan lets its presence known as it can get quite loud. Speaking of gaming, the Amd Rx 580 graphics card is fantastic. For anyone unfamiliar with AMD's graphics cards, the RX 580 is equivalent in power to NVIDIA's GTX 1060. It excels at 1080p gaming and will handle most games at 60 frames per second. Some games can even run at 1440p on medium to high settings. The Inspiron comes with a wireless mouse and keyboard, both of which require this USB adapter to function. The mouse is designed similar to Microsoft's Arc mouse and has an upward curve to it. The ergonomics caused my hand to get sore over time, and I honestly didn't like it. The keyboard is fine, however. The keys have an island-style layout to them, and they have good travel. There's also this switch on the keyboard which allows you to toggle between multiple devices if desired. Both the keyboard and mouse feel cheap and seem to be afterthoughts to what else is an excellent overall package. So I've been overly positive about this Dell all-in-one PC, and rightfully so. It's a fantastic computer, and if I had to point out any negatives, it would have to be the stand and the included power brick. The stand is a basic pedestal stand that only allows the screen to tilt. I would like to have seen a stand with height adjustment and swivel as well to allow a bit more flexibility in placement. This was a big miss for Dell and is an odd omission considering most of their monitors have this feature. The power brick is gargantuan and heavy. It is something that I can live with and is a trade-off due to the overall compact form factor and increased graphical power this all-in-one presents, but I still hate it. Well, that wraps up my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by giving me a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as it helps me out a great deal and also keeps you informed on content in the future. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.